Yes, hi.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
Great, great. Sir, recently the Honorable Allahabad High Court has held that a drawee need not wait for 15 days to file a 138 petition once the intention of the draw to pay is not to not pay rather is absolutely clear. Could you please help us understand exactly what this judgment means and what are the implications in Negotiable Instrument Act cases, what Section 138 cases?
All right. So, good morning to you.
Thank you, sir.
Now, over
Good morning to you.
here, the recent judgment passed by Allahabad High Court on to the Section 138 demand notice sent through Complainants Council is actually quite uh, contrary to the previous judgments passed by either the Honorable High Court and Supreme Court on to this issue.
Okay.
As we know that Section 138 talks about if there is a check which has date of validity mentioned 3 months, and if we present it to the bank and it gets dishonors, so thereafter there's a particular time period fixed within which we need to institute complaint. Now, as we know that, for example, let's assume today is 18th of November. So a check has been given by A to me. Now this check needs to be presented to the bank. Let's assume if the drawee of the check, that is that is me, because I have been given the check. If the drawer has mentioned to me that okay, I would make your payment till 18th of November. So if I am unable to make you the payment, you can present this check. Either he would, so this was actually a legal debt created on him,
Right.
payment to me. Now, in pursuant to the commitment, I can put that check to the bank. Once I present that check on to, let's assume I presented it on 15th of December, which is 3 days prior to the 30 days. If I do so and the check gets dishonored, now then from 16th of December till 15th of January or 14th of January, I would have a time to send him legal notice to inform him that his check has been dishonored and he needs to make a payment to me. So that would be a demand notice sent to him through my counsel. Therein, I will demand him that your check has been dishonored. Now you have a legal liability created to repay the debt, and in pursuant to the same, you need to make a payment to me.
Correct.
So let's assume if I send him a legal notice by 10th of January, once I do it so, then he would be given 15 days time to reply to my legal notice, that either he can make a payment to me or he can give a reply if he wants to raise a dispute to me, or if he denies the liability, he has to speak up to me. Now over there, once he signifies his intention through that demand notice about his intention to make a payment or not, so the further action would depend upon it.
Right.
Go to the court, or for that matter, I would get it settled therein. The Allahabad High Court has, with the good objective in mind, that the complainant should not face the hardship. Complainant over here means a drawee. Drawee should not face hardship because it is his money, and the accused generally follows an unscrupulous ways, so to deny the liability. So that is one of the reason that the Allahabad High Court had stated, as per section 138 subclause C, it states that the accused needs to either make a payment to the demand notice sent by the complainant within 15 days or make a payment to it. Now, over here, if he clarifies his intention within, let's assume, 5 days of the receipt of legal notice. So once the legal notice has been served to him, and within 5 days he communicates to the complainant that I don't want to make a payment to you, do whatever you wish to do, then what would happen? Why would the complainant should spend another 10 days? Why not? He should just proceed with the matter, because the accused has very well denied his liability and showed his intention that he doesn't want to make a payment.
Correct.
However, we may see that, because this is one of a case where the accused malafide intention is shown, there is a judgment of Rajender versus Yogender Tyagi, which is a Delhi High Court judgment of year 2018. Now, over here, we would see that, because in section 138, timeline is given, the limitation period to file the complaint, and also so to ensure that if somebody is deliberately denying his liability, the criminal liability fasten upon him, so then you should bring court into the picture. You can approach to the court to seek the legal remedy. Now, anyways, because 138 also a penal provision. So if a person who is a complainant with a malafide faith just wants to ensure that he could take this litigation as the vexatious litigation against the accused. So sometimes what the complainant does, okay, they just want to go to the court because one has noticed in in section 138, the punishment which is mentioned over there is the double amount of the check. So if somebody really wants to use it as a tool to get a ransom, because we know that going on to the court, if there was a some sort of fault of the complainant as well, and he really wants to ensure that he would conceal about his fault and would rather take it as a mode of ransom, then that's something which should not be encouraged. That is why there were previous cases wherein the court has come in between as an intervened and stated that there is a proper timeline mentioned. You need to exhaust it, because once the 138, the complaint under 138 NI Act is instituted, then it would be a penal provision, and the accused will anyhow have to either make a payment, and anyways the law would remain over there. There is no probability that they could restore back onto the same position unless it gets squashed, or for that matter settled through the mediation. The money would
Correct.
remain there. So then once the litigation would be there, it will take years. So that is the reason court was very cautious in their approach, that one, we should get the 138 complaint instituted only when it is clear cut case made out that the enough time given to the accused, but still the accused was not willing to make a payment to the complainant, bona fide complainant. I would rather use the word bona fide complainant over here. Yes, the law which is enshrined is at times bound to be abused or misused. So, see, that we may not rule out, but at least we would obviously try that the innocent must not be suffered here.
Absolutely.
So, on to the judgment passed by the Allahabad High Court. which is in the Ravi Dikshit versus State of UP and another recently, wherein the court has stated that if the complainant has sent a legal notice to the accused, and despite of the fact that the accused has been served and he has categorically stated that he does not want to make a payment, so his malafidness is shown to the complainant. So why to waste a time? Let's just approach to the court. And this was actually on to the lines of prior judgment. If we might notice here, just allow me a moment, that there is a previous judgment which was N Parmeshwaram Unni versus G Kannan, wherein it was held that it appears that the notice was deemed to have been served upon to the petitioner, and he was under an obligation to discharge his liability, which he has not done. So there was a liability being created upon him, and he has not fulfilled. The only object of Proviso C to Section 138 of NI Act is to avoid unnecessary hardship. So this judgment have come in, like intervened into the situation just to ensure that it would amount to save the complainant from unnecessary hardship. If the drawer wants to make a payment, hence this court does not find any reason to interfere with the well reason. So over here, what has happened that the trial court, because of the fact that the complainant has approached to the trial court, the Judicial Magistrates Court in Allahabad, and therein what happened that the accused was summoned with the notice. Now the accused approached to the High Court, and over here the High Court has categorically stated that the trial court was absolutely right and dismissed his petition onto the ground that he cannot take plea once he has already categorically stated that he does not want to make a payment. So hence the legal mechanism has to be taken up by the complainant. Now one thing we need to notice here, that there is a proper time frame of 3 months as a validity of the check. So once the date of the check is mentioned, we need to ensure that this is how so within 3 months we can exhaust our what do you call that, legal recourse to settlement with the complainant, I'm sorry, with the accused, with the view that if the both the parties agreed, they can very well, without approaching to the court, can settle in between them whatever is the amount of dispute between them. All right. So
Correct.
now is actually a progressive judgment and needs to be appreciated, because this is so to save the complainant, and this is also a ray of hope for the other complainant, because many times there are unscrupulous people out there who wants to rather evade from their liability and to cause the unnecessary hardship to the complainant, probably even not to let them serve with the notice as well. They try this opportunity. So
Right. Right. Thank you so
and this
much,
is
sir.
also, yeah, so yeah, sure,
Thank you
Mr.
so much for your insight, sir. This has been extremely, extremely helpful.
Certainly, Mr. Jethi, it was a pleasure.